and our next guest on the show, Mr. Joe Skipper.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Hey,
Joe,
Joe, great,
geez.
great to have you here. We'll be seeing obviously a lot more of you tomorrow. But how is your race day prep going over in the UK today?
Yeah, not bad. Banked the 21k run for the VR5 challenge today. So got that one under my belt and don't have to do it tomorrow. And then the rest of the day has just been spent chilling out, watching Netflix, putting my feet up really in preparation for it.
So you're trying to say you're watching Netflix, or you're watching this Ironman VR5 women's competition where Kim Morrison just punched out 1,495 watts combined?
Yeah, I did actually see that. Yeah, I've been flicking between the two. I saw the sprint. It was impressive. I hope she doesn't beat me. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Joe, here's an interesting thing. You got to go out there to New Zealand. We watched you race and win Ironman down there. Inspirational. You were who did you dedicate that race to, and how special to have that outdoor victory already in on board for 2020?
Yeah, it was dedicated to my nan who passed away sadly while I was out in New Zealand. So yeah, it was really emotional because obviously I didn't get to see her before, while I was out there. And with regards to getting the race done, it was. I'm so pleased I went out there with obviously what's happened now around the world with COVID and races being postponed. I feel so lucky that I was able to get a couple of races in this season and make the most of it. Yeah. I saw the coverage though, and I've got to say, Dee Dee was on my side, but you, Matt, I'm thinking you were a bit like hot and cold with me on that. You were on the other, you were favouring other people, and then when you realised that I might win it, you jumped sides.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. You called that one correct. I always try and back the winner, so I try not to bet until we're in the finish shoot. But good observation, and thank you for bringing that back up.
Oh, Joe, you mentioned being grateful for having the opportunity to get some races in for 2020. So, how have you modified your goals for the rest of the year, and how have you set new goals, and what are some of those goals if you're willing to share?
Yes, yeah, that's a good question. So I've been training, assuming that races might be on in September, maybe like September or October. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if they will be, but just to give myself some motivation, with training, I'm kind of preparing as if September's the start of the season almost, and that might be the case, it might not be, but that's just more of a mental thing, to get you out the door in the mornings and to give yourself some focus. With regards to my training, I'm kind of working a bit on the speed, so improving top end speed on the run and the bike at the moment. And then when we get more of an idea of when the races will go ahead, like 6 or 8 weeks notice, then I'll do more kind of specific training towards the 70.3 or the Ironman distance. And I'm hoping that the boost in speed I've got from doing more, putting an emphasis on that training will translate into better performances over the longer distances. Well, that's the thought behind it anyway.
Super good, well thought out plans there. And I'll bring up a question here about tomorrow's race. And I'll say one thing I really like, you speak your mind. And this is something you did before Frankfurt a couple years ago, before New Zealand. You're very vocal, which I love. You trash talk the commentators, which we don't get enough of. Well done there. What's the plan for tomorrow? Are you going to smack one out of the park? How are you going to tackle 70.3 distance on the trainer?
Just kick their asses.
Enough said.
Wipe the floor with them. I've done it. I put the run in today, the 21k run in, and mainly it was just because I wanted to give them a bit of a chance. I thought if I race on sore legs, it will help them a bit. I don't want to wipe the floor with them too easy or make them look like fools on Facebook Live. So yeah, just giving them a bit of a chance, and hopefully they'll be able to make the most of it, and we can make a race of it.
So, Joe,
go.
we've never done this before, but any requests, which of course we'll deny, but any requests for the Watt Bomb Challenge tomorrow? Do you have a preference?
One max effort sprint. Two looks like double the pain.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I'm not sure how that's going to go. I've got an average sprint on me, but I think Eric's going to be good on that. I think he'll have a good sprint for the Watt Bomb Challenge. come from short distance. I reckon he's quite a punchy rider.
Very good. Hey, you know what? That's good. It is really a treat to chat with you. Just any sort of closing thoughts for anyone out there as far as motivation goes? You shared a great perspective, but just to keep our folks around the world motivated to get to September or whenever their start line is outside.
Yeah, I would definitely say make the most of some of these online races. With the Ironman VR5 challenge, like I'm doing tomorrow, you don't have to smash it. You can use it to just give yourself some motivation. So yesterday and today with the runs, I just cruised it, round, but it gets you out there. It got me doing a long run this weekend, and I think people need to kind of stay focused, and they can do these online races, but you don't have to race every aspect of it. You might pick one week where you want to push one run, or you might want to just push the bike section, but then you can complete the other two parts, which just get you some training, and it can take your mind off what else is going on in the world right now. And so I would say embrace the racing. You don't have to do it every week, but you could do it every other week, and you can race it to what you want to get out of it, whether that's just getting yourself out the door and completing the distance and getting a decent workout in over the weekend, or if you want to just get stuck in and race like the whole thing, flat out, whatever you want. There's something to offer for everyone. So I'd say embrace the racing at the moment, the online racing, and hopefully it will get you in good fitness. And when the racing does start, you'll be in good shape for it, and you won't be starting from zero.
That's great advice, Joe, and we appreciate you being on with us, and going to encourage you now to go put your feet up and turn off the Netflix and tune in to the rest of our broadcast and take some notes for tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing you bright and early in the morning, afternoon your time. So we'll see you then. And thanks again.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right. Let's see.